you to make something a letter subject of the formula, it wants you to rearrange that. I always underline the thing that I want to keep, and I want to remove everything else. So I'm going to start by removing the kt squared. These two cancel, and I rewrite this section so it is in a straight line. Then I underline the thing I want to keep, and I just need to remove the t, and to do that I divide by t. Those cancel, so I'm left with u equals d take away kt squared all divided by t, and I write that in the answer space. You'll notice I go through these answers, it will stay virtually the same. Right, here's asking us to solve. We've got a bracket, so we're going to expand that bracket. Remember, we multiply everything by 4. Then I'm going to underline the thing I want to keep. So I want to keep the x, so I now need to take away the 12. The signs must be the opposite. Those cancel, so I've got 4x equals negative 6. I'm going to underline the thing I need to keep, which means I need to remove the 4 by dividing. So therefore those cancel, and x equals negative 6 divided by 4. I don't need to change the format at all. Now it's asking us to make t the sub of, let me just write that equation out so we've got a little bit more space. I underline the letter I want to keep. So now I'm going to take away the u. Those cancel. I rewrite that section. Underline the letter. I need to remove the 5. So to do that, I divide by 5. And I write out my answer in the answer space. Let's look at the next one. Expand these brackets. Squaring means you multiply it by itself. I've got a double bracket next to each other. I'm going to use the FOIL method, so it's x squared, take away xy, take away xy. We always put them in alphabetical order. And then I've got y squared, but it's a positive because the signs are the same. Or I've got negative times negative is positive. 1 mark. Second mark is for simplifying the middle term, so it's 2xy plus y squared. Right, let's move on to the next part. It's asking us to make q the subject, so I'm going to start by expanding that bracket, multiplying everything by a, underline the thing I want to keep. So I'm going to now remove the ac by making sure the signs are different. Remember, those will cancel, and I rewrite the last bit in a straight line. Underline the letter I want to keep, and then remove the other letter. So I'm going to divide by 8, same thing each time, and then write my answer in the answer space. Right, let's move on to the next side. There we go. Right, I've got brackets, so I'm going to expand those brackets. Now it wants me to make x a subject, so I underline the letter I want to keep. Now I've underlined 2 of them. So that means I'm going to have to do something slightly different, and I know if I underline 2, I'm going to have to factorize. Right, so I'm going to now move the 3xy so that it joins the other part. I've now got, remember we write them in a line. I've nothing left to do. Now I underline the letters I want to keep. Now the letters are on the same, but the 15 isn't part of this, so we're going to now do the opposite. Those cancel, and I rewrite it, making sure it follows. underline the letters I want to keep. Brilliant. Now I'm going to factorise. Take x outside the bracket, and then I underline the letter I want to keep. Now I'm down to one letter, so I'm going to divide. Just struggling a little bit for space, by 5 plus 3y. Those cancel, and I'm left with my fraction, and that is okay. For this question, I'll just write it out because we ran out of space before. There we go. Question number 5. I have a fraction and a daughter. So what we do is we cross multiply, and it will appear on the other side, which is good to remember. We are now going to expand the brackets. Now I'm going to check to see which letter we need to make the subject letter A. And I've underlined it twice, so I know I'm going to factorise. We're going to now take that A to the other side, rewrite it so it is in a straight line. Underline the letter that is the subject, the one you want to keep. This is sticking out, hasn't got anything underlined, so we're going to move it to the other side. Rewrite it so it is in a straight line. So I've got PA, take away letter A, equals n squared minus PN. Underline the letter that I want to make the subject. Right, there's nothing else there, so we now factorise. P take away 1. We take A outside the bracket. Don't have to do anything with the right hand side. We underline the letter we want to keep. When we've got one of them, we now remove the other part by dividing. Those cancel, and we're left with n squared take away np divided by p minus 1. Last question. We've got two sets of fractions, so we're going to cross multiply. Notice I'm writing the x plus c in brackets. We're going to expand that bracket. And actually I'm going to rewrite that so that the letter x is at the front. And the reason why I'm doing that is I can see I want to make x a subject. Just makes life a little bit easier. Underline the letter that is the subject, the thing I want to keep. Got two of them, so I know I'm going to factorise. I'm going to move this so that they are both on the same side of the equation. Rewrite it so it is in a straight line. Underline the letter you want as the subject or to keep. The same side. There's nothing else affecting it, so we factorise. Underline the letter I want to keep. I've only got one letter, so I'm now going to get that on its own by dividing by q take away p. So this answer is Cp divided by q take away p. So rearranging, you're not going to get one complete answer, you're going to get a rearrangement of the equation. Thank you.